Good morning! Welcome to Homegrown and Happiness, where we will be fermenting dilly beans today. So join us in just a second. Okay, so today we're going to be fermenting dilly beans. First thing you need is you need fresh green beans. When you shop for your green beans, please shop organic. Also, too, look for nice plump green beans, ones that aren't bad. I do have something to fess up. These are not fresh green beans from my backyard. Normally, I grow about 100 pounds of green beans every summer, 100 pounds plus, but we are out of fresh green beans and it's April, so I have none that I can grow outside. After you've cleaned your green beans, you want to save your ends and all the bad green beans because these are excellent for the compost. And every backyard farm should have a compost because all those things that you can't use need to go in the compost. Okay, so we've got our green beans. We need 2 quarts of filtered water. We need 2 1-quart jars. You need sea salt, 4 to 6 tablespoons. You need 4 garlic cloves, 2 mashed for each jar. You need a teaspoon of black peppercorns. You need 2 teaspoons per jar of red pepper flakes. You need 2 coffee filters and 2 rubber bands. And you need some dill. So we are going to get started. And what we want to do first is we want to mix our brine. So we're going to dump it in until it dissolves. We want that all to get dissolved. Okay, so that looks good. I just whisk it together. Okay. Now we want to prep our quart jars. First thing we want to do is we want to put a handful of dill in each jar. Okay, so our dill is in there. And then we want to add our 2 cloves of smashed garlic. In each one. And then we need a teaspoon of black peppercorns in each one. And then we want to do a tablespoon of the red pepper flakes in each one. Move some of my stuff out of the way. And then we want to take the green beans and you want to take a handful of them and we want to stand them upright as the best that we can. And you're going to have about a ½ pound for each jar. I have more than a ½ pound here because I plan on doing more than just a couple jars. And you can cut your green beans smaller in halves, and you can do your green beans in, cut those in half and make them smaller if you want. I just personally like how pretty the jars look with the green beans standing up. So you're going to want to pack those in there. And if you don't want to use all the spices, the peppercorns and the red pepper flakes, you can adjust that to the taste that you want. If you don't want that spicy, the more spicy taste, you can still have the dilly bean with just the dill, and maybe you just want to do the black peppercorns or the red pepper flakes, but definitely the garlic. Okay, so we filled our jars. Now we're going to add the brine. And I'm seeing some spots that I just want to fill in a little bit more. Okay, got our jars filled. I want everybody to see. Got our jars filled with our beans. Now we're ready to add our brine. Just make sure that that salt is dissolved. And you want to leave a 1/2 inch headspace. And okay, so we're filling these. And I see I got some green beans I got to push down there because all my beans need to be covered with the brine. Okay, so we still can add some more to this one. Okay, so just make sure your beans are all underwater, under the brine. And then, now we're done with this. So now we want to add a coffee filter with a rubber band on each one. And the reason we're using a coffee filter, you can use a regular lid, but the reason we're using a coffee filter is because we don't want to have to burp the jars every day. So we're going to let these sit for about 3 to 4 days, and then we will taste them and see if they smell right. They need to have a sour smell, but a good sour smell. We also want to see bubbles. We want to see that they're bubbling. And then after 3 to 4 days, if they do not taste the way we want them to, then we'll let them sit for a few more days. When they get to the taste that we want, then they are ready for cold storage. So then we can put a regular lid on them and we can tuck them away until we want to eat them. There's a lot of benefit with fermented foods. There's a lot of things you can ferment. So trust your instincts because it's the taste that you want. It's how you want the fermented beans to taste. So happy fermenting, and we'll catch you next time.